Right, that was my colleague Kartikeya Sharma earlier speaking exclusively to Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kamal Nath, who clearly said that allegations that have been levelled by CAG insider will be taken up for discussion in Parliament. Kartikeya now joins us live. Kartikeya, clearly Congress here on the offensive. This has snowballed into a major controversy, and the Congress doesn't want to let go of the opportunity of cornering not just the CAG but also Murli Manohar Joshi, whose name has been taken by the CAG official.
Very explicit on part of the Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kamal Nath to say that the matter will be taken up with the Business Advisory Committee in presence of the Speaker. And he said that the sense of the House, and he used the word, is such that the members want a discussion on the matter or the revelations made by the former CAG officers. And he said he also personally feels that it should be discussed in a different light as to why he was under pressure at that point of time, or was he made to sign the report. So yes, I can say that the Congress is in an offensive. They feel that on this issue they can turn around the table probably after the way the weather has changed after the auction has failed. But there is I would say there is a feeling within the Congress or the top brass that they can make best of this issue. It can yield good electoral dividends if they can really use it to their advantage by discussing it in Lok Sabha. That is why Kamal Nath told Headlines today that he will put through this issue in the Business Advisory Committee, though he was not confirming the day to us. But if my sources are correct, it will happen on Monday. And there will be pressure on Bharatiya Janata Party on this issue, because there are a couple of aspects on which I think the ethical boundary was really breached.
Right, Kartikeya, but there are also questions being raised, especially by the Bharatiya Janata Party, when they're questioning the timing of these revelations, these claims that have come about, even questions being asked whether this man, the former CAG official, has been set up by the Congress to discredit Vinod Rai and also implicitly taken the BJP into the controversy.
That's a point which has been taken by Yashwant Sinha in our interview to Headlines today. He said that the question is whether he was in duress then or he is under duress now. And he also went on record to say that the auction was purposely diluted. It was made to fail because Congress wanted to use it to their advantage politically. So his opinion on this matter, Yashwant Sinha's opinion, is that there should be an investigation or an inquiry on the officer concerned. And he said that there is nothing wrong in PSC chief meeting the CAG officers. Though, Ruchika, even the JPC chairman, PC Chako, conceded that. But then the point he tried to make was that the job of the PSC is that of a superintendent, not to measure his report with that of JPC.
Absolutely. Just stay with us, Kartikeya, because UPA President Sonia Gandhi too has broken her silence for the very first time on the 2G scam. She has lashed out at the BJP, saying that the figure of the loss to the exchequer seemed to be manipulated. Sonia Gandhi was speaking exclusively to Headlines today. So when she was asked whether CAG's loss figures were turned around, were tampered with, the response that's come from UPA chairperson, she says, looks like it. This perhaps is the first time that Sonia Gandhi has spoken on 2G scam. Kartikeya, this in itself is very, very significant. Sonia Gandhi breaking her silence on the scam for days on end, months on end. In fact, it's been almost 2 years since the scam broke out. It's the first time we are hearing UPA chairperson reacting to these latest claims. When she was asked about the loss figure, she says she does believe that the figures were turned around.
When I asked this question to the Congress president, that do you feel that the presumptive loss figures have turned on their head, she said, I think so. And once the core group was over, the journalists were waiting in the corridor for her, and the question was put up to her that do you feel that the BJP stands exposed? She said, yes, I think so, the BJP stands exposed. So not once, twice she broke her silence. So I would say that it's indicative of the aggressive mood within the Congress party when it comes to the issues of CAG and 2G.
Absolutely. Sonia Gandhi is saying that it does appear that the figures have been manipulated. We also have Sanjeev Srivastava now joining us on the phone line. Sanjeev, what do you make of the reaction that's coming in from the Congress's side? Parliamentary Affairs Minister saying that the issue, the allegations will be taken up for discussion in Parliament. Sonia Gandhi significantly breaking her silence, saying that she does think that the BJP has been exposed by former CAG officials' claims.
See, what's clear is that 2G scam was one of the biggest sticking points by the side of Congress party and the UPA. Not only in RP Singh, they have found somebody by which they can throw some mud back and try and counter all the offensive that they were facing on the issue. Because whatever happens, whoever is right, there are so many intricacies in the 2G issue, one of which of course is the recent spectrum auction, which went bust by any yardsticks. No serious amount of money was collected. 9,000, 10,000 crores is very little to the amount that was being bandied about earlier, both by the government, whereas the government was even more conservative than what was estimated by the CAG and the people who were thinking of 1.76 lakh crore loss. So whatever happens, now suddenly there is a question mark in that figure of 1.76 lakh crore, and a question mark which is not being raised by the Congress party or supporters, but by an ex-official who now the opposition is trying to brand him as a Congress propped officer. But the net result is the whole issue has suddenly become open once again, and the Congress has got some kind of a lifeline on this issue. So they can go on the counter offensive. At least they have something to talk about. At least they have their own issue by which to not just defend themselves, but go for some kind of counter offensive. And as one has seen Sonia Gandhi in the last few weeks and months, she is trying to take the political initiative on more than one occasion.
Right.
So today these sound bites or just informal conversations with reporters in the Parliament,
right,
does assume some significance.
It's significant nonetheless, as you said, Sanjeev. Just stay on with us because we're also joined on the phone line by Mr. Sanjay Jha of the Hamara Congress. Sanjay, obvious questions that are going to be asked would be about the timing of these revelations. Also, RP Singh making all these claims soon after the 2G flop show, the auction flop show that we saw. BJP already saying that RP Singh has been set up by the Congress to target the CAG and its credibility. Your reactions?
Let me tell you, firstly, let's not read too much into some kind of a conspiracy here at all. The real trigger point was when the Supreme Court of India said so, that as far as the pricing of natural resources in the country, whether it's spectrum, coal, mines, land, air or water, it is the prerogative of the government because it's not just revenue maximization, that is the objective of any government. And that's what really triggered the whole discussion in terms of this whole story about coal. If you look at the report of CAG, its entire assumption on how the government ought to have maximized revenue through coal mines was flawed. And I think that opened up the whole Pandora's box into looking at even 2G spectrum. Now, there is no denying that if there is any wrongdoing in the first come, first service method, that is being investigated, and you will find a logical conclusion happening whether Mr. Raja gets indicted or not. I mean, people have, from the corporates who were blamed for having got the licenses through some kind of an inappropriate conduct,
right,
went to jail and they've been punished. Now, what RP Singh has pointed out, and that is the critical point. And this is not something new. I have also pointed this out even a year ago when the story came out. RP Singh said even then that he took the prices and added the cost of inflation as an indexation, and he said the cost, if at all, we should have accepted the inflationary cost. Now, the fallacy of the CAG's assumption has been that you can't take a 3G, which is a completely different technology, and at 2010, price it for 2G and say this is potential loss.
Right, Sanjay, keeping the 1.76 lakh figure aside, the other claim that's been made by CAG official, former CAG official, about Murli Manohar Joshi meeting CAG officials, this during gazetted holidays, making it appear these were all very discreet meetings. By his own admission, RP Singh also claims it's not unprecedented. So what do you find wrong with Murli Manohar Joshi meeting these CAG officials?
See, I think that's a sensitive issue. And, one of the aspects that we have been repeatedly saying, the institution of CAG is a constitutional authority. You are auditing perhaps the biggest corporation in the country, which is the government. I mean, it doesn't get bigger than that. Now, when you're auditing government departments, when you're talking about whether it's an operational lapse or a scam or whatever you want to call it, I mean, until the figures go through the proper due diligence to the Public Account Committee, the government has the right to respond. I mean, auditing happens of multinational companies, they happen of Reliance, they happen of the Tatas, everyone has an auditor. But the auditor report is never final until the other side is heard. So what is the CAG do? It leaves the report. I don't think I've heard Mr. Vinod Rai even once being critical of that. Shouldn't there be an inquiry of why the leak happened? And the leak was done of numbers that were mind-boggling. I don't blame the media at all for having fancy and said, wow, what a spectacular corruption this country is going through.
Well,
but
that
as
is
we all
certainly,
recognize today, it is all humbug. Because the whole valuation of those losses is complete rubbish. I've been saying so for a long time, but a lot of us have not been heard because CAG has had its unilateral way. Now you have somebody from CAG saying this is balderdash, that the methods employed are questionable, and worse, there seems to be some kind of a cozy relationship between Mr. Manoj Joshi and the CAG officials. That's something that needs to be definitely asked questions.
Well, Congress certainly is on an offensive on the 2G issue after the 2G report denied by CAG insider Kamal Nath, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, now saying that these allegations will be discussed in Parliament.